going on there, ladies and gentlemen? I'm back here again today, a few days later, for another review, bringing it to you guys. Today I've got the Alec Bradley MAXX. This is the Brasilia, or the Brazil edition. They have a regular one, it's got the silver wrapper on it. I do not believe I've even tried the one or done a review on it yet. So, starting off with the Brazil. It's kind of got a nice little turquoise wrapper on there, really nice and glossy. This cigar, let me read it for you. It's got filler from Colombia, Nicaragua, Mexico, and Honduras. Quite the blend there. And it's got a binder that is Brazilian Mata Fina. I've never even heard of that before. But hey, you learn something new every day, right? And then also, the wrapper is going to be a Brazilian Habano. Habano, however you say it, still don't know. One very unique thing about the cigar is that the smell of the cigar is so enjoyable. This is by far the best smelling cigar I've ever smelled. Anybody, even girls, would smell the cigar and be like, wow, that probably smells delicious, because I'm trying to get a scent for it. It's so hard. I've smelled this before somewhere. It's like a food. But it almost reminds me of like a sweet Indian bread, like a fry bread, like a kind of natural sweetness, or maybe like a sweet wheat kind of thing. I don't know. It smells delicious, amazing. Doesn't smell like any other, like your average Padron, real stinky or nothing. Like this thing smells like I would eat this cigar. I would literally just take a bite out of it. It smells awesome. The smell is good, but there is some imperfections in the wrapper. If you saw in that picture I took on the back side of the wrapper, some veins running up and down. There's two large holes in the wrapper, almost like big old slits. I'm not sure if the wrapper was too thin there, and while they were rolling it, it cracked, or what happened, but yeah, it's got two pretty big slits in there. You probably can't see it. I'll show you in the picture. The picture will be able to show you a lot better, so hopefully I don't pull too much air through those, or it doesn't affect my smoking too much. But for the most, squishy, a little bit spongy, kind of harder on one side a little bit, but pretty firm for the most part. Foot looks pretty good, and it appears to have a double cap. Alrighty. I'm gonna cut out the portion where I light this because it's pretty windy out here today and it would take me forever. My torch lighter, some girl has my torch lighter and I cannot fucking get it back from her for some reason. So I'm gonna light this and then I'll cut out the portion where it takes 5 years for me to light it, and then I'll get back to you guys. But I just want to let you know these are about $5 a piece, so we'll see how this $5 cigar does this time, and then we'll get back. Alright. Oh my gosh. That took way too long, guys. I was about to start lighting it and I realized I didn't cut it, and then I realized I didn't have my cutter. And where do I live? I live on the 4th floor in my dorms with no elevators. So I was like, fuck, man. I had to run all the way back upstairs, grab my cutter, come back down here. It took me like 3 minutes to try and light this thing. It's so breezy out here. It feels amazing, but I definitely need a torch lighter. Alright, finally got it lit. It's already starting off a little funny. So we'll see if it evens out here, but I might have to give it a touch up pretty soon, depending on how it does. The draw is a little bit tight. It's about a medium to medium tight, more towards medium though. It's doable so far. Smoke output's not crazy. It's very thin actually. The smoke is very thin. Kind of a sweetness. Tiny bit of pepper on the finish. A little bit like an earthy, tiny, just notes of earth and leather on the main palate. Not too much going on right now. I think the whole cigar just kind of needs to warm up a little bit. So noticeable sweetness though. Not too much though. It's nice. Not a bad start. I'm gonna get into the first third, and I will let you know what's going on. I think I told you guys. I think this is a Toro 6x54. Pretty large stick. Alright, hopefully those two little cracks I was telling you about aren't affecting it. I might try and cover one up or something. The first crack near the foot is already getting into, the ash is already getting into it, so hopefully I can burn through that. And then maybe I can cover this other one up, see if it affects it at all. But I'll get back to you in the first third and let you know if anything changes. Alright guys, I'm back here about 23 minutes in here. The burn line, remember last time, it was a little uneven when I started the cigar out, but it pretty much evens itself out for the most part. It's a little uneven, a little bit wobbly, but I'm gonna let it keep going. It's not, you know, making any significant errors or anything like that, so it's doing just fine. It ashed on me one time. I set the cigar down kind of hard one time on accident, and it knocked the ash off, but it was a little bit flaky right now. It's looking pretty decent and pretty packed, so maybe it'll hold on for about an inch and a half, I'm guessing. Nothing that's going to affect the cigar, honestly. The cigar is very complex. I didn't state in the beginning. I'd say it's about maybe a solid medium. I wouldn't say anything over that, which is very nice because it's in the morning time. It's 8:30 in the morning right now. Woke up at 7 o'clock, having my coffee, haven't had any breakfast yet, just doing some homework. And this is the perfect stick for the morning. So I'm pairing it with a coffee right now. Don't know if I told you that. I don't think I did. But let me tell you, it is going hand in hand. This is a very, very sweet cigar. Not like ultimately sweet, but like it's got a nice sweetness that's very noticeable on every puff. It goes along. It's a really, I'd say like a really smooth, kind of powdery, like a leather and a cedar. It's probably the most pronounced flavors on the front, and then it's kind of got some notes of earth on the back, but not like the type of earth like, oh, I don't want to taste a super earthy cigar in the morning. Not like that at all. It's very, very mellow. Just a nice solid medium stick. Sweet, very nice. Like I said, that initial smell on the wrapper just kind of sets you, on the right pace with the cigar. You're like, oh, it's just gonna be a nice, smooth, sweet morning cigar, and that's exactly what it is so far. It's very enjoyable. I smoked through that first little crack that was up by the foot, and the second one is right here. So I'm about to get into it in the next probably 10 minutes. Covered up with my finger. I get a little bit better smoke output, but honestly, when I don't do that, it's still just fine. It's just a minor flaw in the wrapper. It's a handmade cigar. It's not a machine made, nothing like that. These are plants we're smoking here, so nothing's gonna be perfect, but definitely nothing too big to worry about. Been very, very enjoyable so far, and I'm loving this. If one day I have a humidor in my house, like in a small closet where I just have racks and shelves of cigars, I would not mind having a box of these. This would be a nice morning stick with a coffee. I could see a lot of retirement mornings ending this way. But that's far off because I'm still young. But I'm gonna get into the second third of this cigar, and then I'll let you guys know on any updates, alright? See you in a second. Alright guys, I'm back here. I am 1 hour in. Finishing up with the second third. Past the halfway point a little bit. The cigar is smoking like a dream. Burn line, I have not touched it up at all. It is still somewhat even for the most part. Not razor sharp, but it's very nice. This cigar has been very, very good to me so far. After I passed the second crack, it just opened up. Just very nice. The smoke output is a lot more. They definitely expanded that output. Tons of smoke output. Very, very flavorful. Burn in, maybe a tiny bit warm. I have to control how much I want to puff on this thing. It's just very delicious. Tastes amazing. The sweetness is still there. More of a kind of a cedary leather coming in. Just small, very small, minute notes of pepper on the finish, which is very nice because you don't want to, at least personally, I don't want a super strong peppery cigar in the morning. Like nothing to overpower me, just something nice and mellow, kind of a medium stick, just like this, to go with my coffee in the morning. The smoke is like a powdery, very soft, ultimately soft. Goes to the sinuses, very nice. It's just been such an enjoyable stick. I mean, it was a good pick. I didn't really research it. I just looked at my humidor and I was like, that looks good. I'm gonna pick this, and then I smoked it. And it's been a good experience so far. I don't really pick cigars like that, I'm not gonna research them like, oh, I'm gonna find a medium-bodied stick to smoke in the morning. I'm just gonna smoke it and see how it goes. But yeah, coffee was a good pairing with this. I would advise you to try the same thing as well, so you can get the same experience that I'm going through right now, because this is Totally different. Cigar, the Brazilian wrappers, I'm definitely a fan. I had the CAO Brasilia, that was definitely good too. That was a lot more, I'd say, full-bodied than this, but this one is very complex. There's a lot of flavors going on, and it's very enjoyable. Not too many flavor changes though from the last time. It's kind of the cedar, a little bit of earth. The sweetness is still there. Just so nice. Like, I'm doing homework right now, and I can just set the cigar down for a while, pick it up. It's barely smoking, and you might think it's out, but it's not. And just it just smokes like a dream. Well, that's about all I got for now, guys. I'm gonna get into the wrapper, or the band, I should say, and I'll get back to you and let you know any updates on the last third. See you soon. Alrighty, guys. I'm back here an hour and 35 minutes in. Getting down to the nub here. Starting to get a little bit of the nutty flavor in there. A little bit of roasted nuts. On that last puff I took, actually, I kind of got a little bit of a fruitiness. That was the first puff I've ever gotten that in this whole cigar. It kind of reminded me like almost like a tangerine almost. Kind of weird. Haven't had that the whole cigar, so that was definitely a new one right there. For the most part, for the rest of the cigar, it's been a very somewhat consistent. The flavors I had from the initial get-go have kind of stayed there. The cedar, the woodiness I was kind of getting, kind of came up more since the beginning. But the leather, the earth, definitely that sweetness has stuck throughout the whole cigar and made it very enjoyable. The burn line is damn near razor sharp right now. When I pulled the wrapper off, another one of those little slit / tear in the wrapper things was under the wrapper just hiding. But kind of a surprise. I was like, oh, they hid that one, but on honesty, it didn't affect it at all. It's been smoking like a dream still. Tons of smoke output. As you saw in the last puff I just took, crap load of smoke is coming out of this thing. Doesn't smoke too much off the foot, so it's just off the smoke that you're pulling through the cigar. So that's nice. Been a very, very enjoyable cigar. This is over an hour and a half on a Toro. It's a 6x54, so it's a little bit bigger of a Toro. But I wrote a 4-page essay in the time that I smoked this. So not bad, right? So if I could smoke a cigar every time I write an essay, that'd be awesome. But yeah, I'm gonna finish out here in the next 5 minutes. Not too much else to report on this cigar. Just been a nice, mellow, solid medium pretty much the whole time. I'd say in the last maybe half, it might have been a touch above a medium bodied, but nothing crazy. Like I said, I haven't had breakfast, just drinking a coffee, and it hasn't affected me at all. Not feeling lightheaded or anything like that. If you guys want to see a specific review, I've got some sticks on standby. They've been acclimating my humidor for a while, so let me know if you want to see a special stick or something you're kind of curious you want to try. I'll see if I can dig through and find it. Just write me a little comment. If you smoke this one, let me know what you think about it. Anything like that, guys. I'm always open for comments. I get back to you really fast. I'm always checking YouTube, so let me know on that, and I'll see you guys next time. And until then, keep it up.